Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's forecast. As usual, we will be starting with our instruments Dxy, which will depict the supposedly direction for other instruments that we cover here. And those instruments are the Dxy, the Euro dollar, the pound dollar, the New Zealand dollar, which is Kiwi dollar, the USD JPY, Euro JPY, Chfjpy, and Go. So we'll quickly run through this and see what the market has in store for us. Now, so far we are seeing this drop, and this drop had gone more or less in what looks like on the 1 hour time frame like a 5-wave format. The first wave, the second wave here, and the third wave to the downside, and this is the 5th wave of the third wave. But it looks most likely that what we have to the downside is 3 waves and not 5 waves if you check the daily time frame. Let's see. On the 4 hour time frame, I want you to see something here that is cooking. I can't call these 5 waves yet. I cannot call this 5 waves yet. Even on the 4 hour time frame, it's still looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at the daily. Daily will throw it in a clearer perspective. Now, from the daily time frame, what we can see here to the downside, which is the counter move to the downside, looks like a 3-wave format. You can see it clearly here. It's a 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3-wave format to the downside. And if that is the case, if you are seeing a 3-wave format, it's more like a correction. So we might be having a bigger correction. So now we expect this to also drop, give us a minimum of correct to the downside and go up again to fill in this gap. And after this gap, we should see a drop again. And after that drop, we will see what we get if we're going to go up. If after that drop we break this low, then most likely we might be seeing, this low taking one more time before we go up. But for now, this is a 3-wave format to the downside, and we are seeing this correction to the upside. As of now, it's correction. So on the daily, it's a 3-wave, not 5 waves. So if we look at our 4 hour time frame, seeing that we are seeing a 3-wave, yeah, this may be if the price will go down to break down again, that will put it in a clear 5 waves perspective. But for now, what we are seeing developing here, it's more of an A wave that is completed after this move. Is a 3-wave, like I said, 1, 2, and 3 wave, or you can say A, B, C. A, B, C to the downside, and the C wave, of course, is divided into 5. So we can say, a 1, a 2, then a 3 to the downside, a 4, a 5 here as a C wave. So would that be the case? Then this will give us a much bigger correction. I don't think that this thing is going to drop. So far, this low, this support at 98 stands, we should see more upside, at least to fill in this gap before any drop. That's what we are expecting now. So for the A wave, we see an A, B, C in the middle, B and C here for the first part of the wave. Is giving us what looks like a 4-hour correction, and that is what we are going to get. So this is dropping now. We expect a minimum of 3-wave correction, and that will be a bigger B. So this will become an A wave, And this will turn to be an A, B, C to the downside. And before we have a sharp movement to the upside to end that wave. And thereafter, if this level is not taken to the upside, then we should see a big fall again. So that's the direction for now. So what we are looking for this to correct. It comes down, goes up, give us a three wave, and after that three wave, we can look for a buy to fill in this gap. Now let's take that to euro dollar. Taking that to euro dollar, what do we expect? We are in a sell, and I think the sell is not done yet. So the same way we expect this to go up or correct, give us an A, B, C wave to the upside, probably without taking this, and that would now be a bigger correction of a WX without taking this top, a WX, and one more fall before we go up. That is what I can see. And in our going up, then we'll tackle the rest. Now, pound dollar. What I see here on the pound dollar, yeah, the pound dollar has given us this route to the downside, correction here, and this is turning to be impulsive to the upside. I don't think that this will go up to break the top. We might be cooking a B wave here, where this one become an A wave, A of B, B of B, probably extended flat in the middle here, an extended flat in the middle here. Somewhere in this region, the price may give us a fall again to give us probably an A, B, C to the downside. So once we break this top, we should be looking for a sell, and that will give us a big wave to the downside that may come to this area or break it slightly to the downside before we go up. NZD USD. In NZD USD gives us this may break the top. It may break the top. If you are holding the sell, you have to be very careful holding the sell here. This may break the top. I see this probably as the fourth wave here, wave one, wave two. The third wave is completed here. 3, 4 of 3, and 5 of 3. Then big 4. I see this one as an A, B, C of a big wave 4. So that may, if it will continue to progress to the upside, yeah, if you want to take a buy, you will cautiously take a buy here with your tight stop loss. And at the break of the top, we should see a big drop again. So this one is likely going to drop. That's what I can see here. Because of this move here, an A and a B and a C is just like about 100% essential to the downside. And this may be going up to take the top before it falls. US dollar yen. US dollar yen. We really have to be careful here. What we are seeing here is a correction, is a corrective pattern, which tells me that this is not ready to fall yet. So if this one will fall more, maybe around this area, if you get a buy setup, you might take a buy to break the top and to expect a reaction around 161, 161,900, 162,900. But for now, let it drop. Let it correct, let it drop. If it gives us a three-wave correction to the downside, then we can pick a buy from that. Otherwise, you should be looking for your buy, at a break above here to that level. Euro yen. Euro yen. Yeah, Euro yen also, it's giving us a more complex correction here. So what I see here now is this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 in the middle here, of the last structure with 2. Probably we are we done with wave 3 here? So this looks like a 1 and a 2 of 3, probably a 4. We might get this more complex here, probably an A, B, C, a more drop. If we get a more drop to the downside, we can take a buy from that. So, sorry. So that will still push up after this correction, complete correction. Now, yen. All I can see from yen PR's correction for more push-up for now. Yes, this also has been correcting after breaking this low. Yeah, the low essentially was not taken. The price went down to create a fourth wave here. And after this move, an A-base to the downside around this area to have finished this move. So this is a new wave. In this new wave to the upside, you can see the first wave, the second correction, the first correction, the first wave, the second correction. And these looks like the fourth wave of wave 3, and wave 3 may be done here. So this might be a wave 4. At the break of this low, then we should be looking for a wave to the upside. So I think the way it's moving, they are not done. They are not ready to go to the upside. They will break slightly lower before they go to the upside. We don't expect it to break 50% retracement of these wave 2 to wave 3, 50%. It shouldn't then before we go up again. So upside is what we are looking for. And then the last is gold. Gold is giving us a more complex move here, and which we have to be really careful. But I believe that we may be done with ABC of this fourth wave correction, and in our attempt to move up to give us a further upside, this looks corrective, and of course, it is also typical of a leading diagonal of a wave 1 after the drop. Wave 1 usually is a leading diagonal that you think is corrective. So we have to be wary, except it turns to something else. Otherwise, I'll still think it's a leading diagonal that has completed itself as a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 here. So I think we are looking at a potential WXY drop that should come to this league to probably break this low, and after taking this low, we should be going up. But in the meantime, what are we seeing now? I think the first part of this correction is completed here as an ABC, and in the middle here, we are seeing a more complex B wave in the middle, or X wave, whatever you call it. I think this is the first part of it as an A. The B is completed. I think this wave is going to break this top. Without taking this top here, it should take this top. We should have, after this correction, price should go up, take this top, break it slightly. Then we should now see the last drop, which is a sharp drop to the downside, breaking, either kissing here or breaking it before we turn to the upside. That is what I could see for now. With that, I've come to the end of this week updates. Do like, share, comments, and send this link to your friends, subordinates, and allow these channels to also gain popularity and grow. Thank you. Bye.